Welcome to SUSD Spotlight, your go-to source for all things happening within the district. Whether it's celebrating student and staff achievements, delving into trending education topics, or highlighting inspiring human interest stories, we've got you covered. Join us as we illuminate the incredible endeavors taking place in our schools and forge connections within our community. Get ready to be informed, inspired, and engaged as we embark on this journey together, spotlighting the extraordinary in SUSD.
Thank you, everybody. Welcome, families, to Anasazi as we honor our veterans on today's Arizona official day of IB service.
Everyone loves a great superhero, right? I know I do. I grew up watching Spider-Man, Captain America, Black Widow, and my personal favorite, Black Panther. But as cool as they are, these heroes are just from stories. The real heroes don't wear capes. They wear uniforms. They are the brave men and women in our armed forces that protect our country and fight for our freedom.
Today, as we honor our veterans for their service, sacrifice, and dedication to our nation, let their commitment inspire us to consider how we each have the ability to make a difference in our communities. Today is also the Arizona IB Day of Service, a day where all IB schools in Arizona commit to completing service activities that help their local communities. I am delighted to share that this week, Governor Hobbs officially recognized today, November 15th, as the Arizona International Baccalaureate School's statewide IB Day of Service. Anasazi is proud to participate in this meaningful day. Directly following this assembly, our students will be writing thank you letters, which will be added to care packages distributed to our deployed troops, recruit graduates, veterans, wounded heroes, and first responders.
For this edition of SUSD Spotlight, we are so excited to be on location at Anasazi Elementary School, where they've celebrated Veterans Day and IB Day of Service.
This has been so much fun to get to see the kids recognize those in their family who have served. And additionally, now we're going to get to visit some classrooms, meet with the kids now as they engage in their service project on this IB Day of Service, and even meet with some of the representatives who are here visiting Anasazi from IB.
We are so excited to get to the classroom. Let's go.
So what are some ideas should we put on our circle map?
We are here with Angie Griffith, IB Teacher of the Year here in Arizona, visiting her classroom for the Day of Service project.
Thank you. Nice to be here. Nice for you to be here.
Tell us about what the kids are working on today.
So today we're part of Operation Gratitude, where we are writing letters to servicemen actively servicing our country or veterans, and they are writing them letters and thank you for their service.
What does this mean to you, to the kids, especially on the heels of this remarkable assembly?
Oh, it means a lot to them. We talk a lot about being caring citizens and what we appreciate about having our freedoms, and they appreciate it so much and appreciate all the servicemen. So they're excited to do this for them.
And what grade do you teach here?
I'm teaching 5th grade.
So what are the hallmarks of a 5th grade experience at Anasazi? What are they going to remember when they leave here?
They're going to remember a lot of the things we do in IB, all the great projects, the actions that we're able to do and help our community out. They feel very excited about being only 5th graders, but able to help out others in our community.
And how does that align with IB?
So a lot of our attributes that we have are being risk takers and caring and knowledgeable and communicative, and they put all those attributes to work and try to help others out so that they can be caring and global-minded thinkers.
Well, congratulations again on being IB Teacher of the Year. What did that mean
really
to
impressive.
you?
It was very humbling, honestly. I feel that the whole campus deserves it, not just myself. I mean, I was very excited and proud to receive it, but I think everyone on our staff deserves it because it takes a community to run our school, not just me. but I was very grateful for it.
Well, we are truly appreciative of the service that you provide to our students. One last question. When you think about families who are considering their choice of where they send their students to school, why should they choose Anasazi?
They should choose us. We're one large family. We're all caring citizens. We treat everyone like we want to be treated, and we love everyone and anyone to come, and we would love to have them.
Well, thank you so much. We're looking forward to talking to your students.
So, how are you?
Good. You?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm Superintendent Menzel. Your name is?
AJ Vargas.
Hey, AJ. What are you working on today?
We're working on a circle map about, I'm working on Veterans Appreciation Statements, and I wrote, "Thank you for coming as quickly as you could to save my sister. I'm grateful for your service," and I'm writing my third one.
I really like how specific you are on this. Have you done other projects like this before?
Well, last year, well, not last year, but, for our first one, we did who we are, and we did, like adversity and prejudice, and we made like a slideshow. I made mine on Biggie Smalls and how he how he came over his prejudices of him being of people being rude to him because of his skin color, and how he wanted to impact on the world,
Oh, that's excellent.
Yeah.
Hey, AJ, tell me about circle maps. Does this help you organize your thoughts?
This helps you organize because you put the main topic in the tiny circle, and then you add stuff about the main topic to help you figure out what can help you learn about the main topic in your bubble, in your circle map.
So then you'll take these ideas and put them in a letter that we send to a veteran?
Yeah, basically.
This is great work. And we've only been here a few minutes, and look how much you've already done.
Very impressive.
Thank you.
Hi, Superintendent Menzel. You are?
Nice to meet you, Victoria.
Nice to meet you, Victoria.
What do you think about this day of service? And did you know it started in Arizona?
Yes, I did.
You did?
I think that it's a great thing because we gotta remember that without the veterans, we wouldn't be able to think of what we would be someday and have our freedom.
Very nice. And what do you like most about being here at Anasazi?
The teachers are very kind, and everyone, it's just a great area to be, and people surround you with kindness, gratitude, and just kindness all around.
Well, thank you so much for taking time to share with us about your project today. So we're really excited to be here at Anasazi Elementary School, a primary years program for the International Baccalaureate. And we have with us today the principal of Anasazi, Jen Waldron. We have the coordinator of IB, Sarah Armstrong, and we have two very special guests from IB International. I'd like you to both introduce yourselves and tell us where you're from and what brings you here today.
Hi, my name is Iris Lazarus, and I'm a senior IB World Schools manager based in DC.
Hi, I'm Miriam Choi, and I'm the senior development associate working to support schools in Arizona.
So for our listeners who might not be familiar with the International Baccalaureate program, what should they know about IB and the primary years program here at Anasazi?
We're very, very proud of our program here at Anasazi. We became an official authorized school just about 2 years ago, but we worked through a full 6 years of a candidacy phase. The main points of being a primary year school that sets us apart is that we're inquiry-based. We want our students to learn how to question and explore the world, and we're transdisciplinary, so we work to combine all the subject areas so that the learning experiences are more meaningful. We also want our students to have agency, so they are working with their teacher to create their learning experience. That also makes it more meaningful for them. We want our students to be internationally minded, so they learn to be global citizens. They learn to understand and respect different perspectives and see themselves as part of a global community. And then the final piece, which is what we're celebrating today with our IB Day of Service, is the idea of action, that they should take what they're learning and apply it to something that is meaningful and positive for their community.
And coming all the way from Washington, D.C., landing here at Anasazi, what brought you specifically to Anasazi today?
I support all the schools, IB schools in Arizona, including 9 other states. So I just appreciate all the hard work that went into from the teachers' end to support the the students' development. And again, talking with the leadership over here, Sarah and Jennifer, they do an amazing job of keeping me posted about all the amazing work that's happening over here. So I'm so excited and thrilled to see all the amazing things that students are able to showcase today. Again, because, it's not an event. IB Service Day is not an event. It is actually a culmination of all the work that the dedicated teachers put in to make learning visible. And knowing how amazing these leaders are at the school. I think right now I'm so excited that I cannot even explain in words. But I'm looking forward to seeing what the students are doing around the Operation Gratitude. Thank you.
It does seem so special. I mean, we just heard Sarah say it's only been 2 years. So this is a program still in its infancy. And yet, what do you see happening here at Anasazi that maybe makes it stand out?
I think it's all the passion that goes into teaching the students inquiry-based learning. And then just knowing all the things that the students are doing around making their educational journey important and so significant by serving the veterans like we saw this morning. I'm sorry.
No, we have such fantastic leadership here. And Jen, today was so special, and bringing the families together and seeing everybody there on stage, hearing from the students. What did this culmination mean to you?
I just am very proud of the community. I think, to piggyback off of what Iris just said, we're in a very unique situation we have an entire community that is on board with the programming of IB and the framework in which we offer. And you all know that sometimes you bring programming or initiatives or frameworks to schools and you have some pushback from some people. And I feel that this school kind of stands apart because people are truly living and walking and talking the mission and vision. And it's not just going through the motion or doing it because it's a mandate, but because they're purely invested in children and students and the action and the change that students can do, and with voice, choice, agency. And everybody is just working together for the mission and vision of IB and just for student success. And when you have people that collectively are coming every day in a positive mindset, doing what's best for kids, doing what's best for our community, I think it naturally stands out because we're not just doing it to check a box. We're doing it because we believe in it and we're passionate about it. And it's why we have all been called to do what we do.
And it's evident when you listen to the students who were part of the program today, your student council, student representatives. I was just blown away by the poise and the delivery, not only the content of their speech, but how they delivered it. And then when we talk with individual students, listening to the way that they're reflecting, even in their own learning, using the circle process before they write their letter of gratitude. And so the deeper learning that takes place at Anasazi really is setting them up for success as they move on to Mountainside Middle School and Desert Mountain for the IB continuum. What else should we know about Anasazi and the IB program, and really kind of how it's situated in the state of Arizona? Do we have a lot of IB schools in Arizona, just a few?
Yeah, we have 44 IB schools in Arizona, and going back to what Jennifer was talking about earlier, the parents and the visibility of the parents today in the event was really enduring, and also seeing all the students participate was really a sight to see. So I'm hoping that other schools could also visit Anasazi and also learn from all the great practices that you have over here. I shouldn't be calling it great, but effective, because each school has their own, limitations and context within which they work. So yeah, just looking at all the resources that are available to you, what is it that you're doing to ensure that the learning is visible, not just in classroom, but beyond that. And so all the exciting things that are happening in classrooms, I want to make sure that I don't miss those later today.
Absolutely. I think, too, it's exciting that when we started this candidacy, there were just a handful of primary years program schools in Arizona, just a few that we could go to locally and see and observe what was happening. And in our limited time, or our short time that we've had, it's amazing to see how much the PYP has grown. We are the 8th official school. There's now 9 and many more that are in candidacy. So even for our own network of, and Sarah can share with this, but with IB coordinators or other head of schools, we are building at a really fast rate for the PYP, and it's exciting to see how it's taking off in other districts within our state, because we were kind of a smaller portion of IB, and now I feel like we're contending at a larger scale, making sure that everyone knows that even the smallest students, from age 5 up, are making just as big of an impact.
Right, and the other thing is that you're also giving them the continuum experience. So they attend Anasazi, and then they move on to Mountainside, and then the Desert Mountain School. So that's again another brilliant thing that the district is doing. So thanks to Dr. Menzel for that.
I just want to add too, I was reflecting on what makes IB schools unique as well. And oftentimes when you earn an authorization, you earn it and then that's it and you have it, right? That is not how the IB works. You are constantly reflecting and evaluating how can we improve the learning experiences for our students? How can we become better educators? How can we engage the whole community more? And so from the moment you get your authorization, you then begin the next step of the journey, which is 5 years to the next evaluation. So that's where I work with Iris a lot on the program development plan. And you do several of those before you're reevaluated. So right now, Anasazi has been building a lot of knowledge around visible thinking strategies and how can we actually understand how the kids are thinking and learning. And once that's completed, then we go on to something else. So the thing that's so unique about an IB school is that you can be sure the leadership, everyone is working to always make it better. You can always be better than you are.
So the culture and climate here, you can feel it. It's really positive. Yeah. I'm curious, when you have new staff members who come on board, how do they come up to speed? Because IB is not what they may have experienced in other environments. So what are the things you do to kind of bring people into the fold?
I think to start with, we're very transparent in the interview process that we have this wonderful framework and culture and climate here, and we really are looking for people to add value and build leadership and capacity within that, because here everybody is a leader and everybody needs to contribute to the culture. And if you are someone that maybe doesn't believe in the philosophy as much or the framework, or your heart isn't into some of the service projects that we're doing, which I wouldn't understand, but there are those, it's kind of like we're on this bus, we're on this journey, and if you're coming to the school, the expectation is you're with us. I think being upfront about it, that it is extra work for our teachers. Our teachers meet weekly with either administration or Ms. Armstrong as the coordinator, reflecting on their practice and constantly building and having professional development that is at a deeper level and a bigger commitment than other schools. And by being forward with that expectation, when we get new staff, it's not a shock. And then we get them settled into the culture, and slowly, Sarah can go into specifics, but it's slowly getting them into that training of Category 1, letting them see what it looks like, getting just small pieces of it and taking in the culture and climate before sending them out to do specific training. What's nice is our teachers and our teams work so well together and are such cohesive units. And while we value autonomy for them to facilitate instruction because they're masters of their craft, our teachers work together to make sure that they are paced together, they're on the same unit of inquiry, that they are doing the same student agency, student action item. And so I think what's nice is everybody here looks out for everybody else. That nobody feels like an isolo. No one's in their room all alone struggling. That's a big part. No one struggles in silence here. We're all together to help out. And so I think that makes a big difference. But then I hand it off to Sarah and I say gently and slowly, get these people up to speed. But I do think when people feel valued and they feel safe and they know that if we're doing what's best for kids every day, then the commitment for the IB piece is a natural part because they want to be a part of that.
Right. it's just like strengthening the fabric of the school community. And that's what is visible to me, being an outsider looking in. So thank you for all the wonderful work that you do.
So I like to ask my guests at the end of every podcast about a teacher who's made a difference in their life, but I'm going to put a little twist on this one. I'm going to ask each of our guests to identify who that person was that really inspired you to engage with the IB programming.
My husband is Swedish, and I lived in Sweden for about 14 years. And so I only ever taught in the IB world as a teacher. I taught in PYP and I taught in MYP. And I fell in love with it from the beginning. But I had an amazing mentor who was my PYP coordinator and then eventually principal. Her name was Carla Johansson, or her name is. She's in Texas now. She was incredible, and she just had a wonderful way of how she guided the staff and the practices and motivated them to do the work. And the program was just incredible. So I've thought a lot about her as I took on the challenge here at Anasazi. And I often connect with her still and let her know about our achievements, which she's been really proud about. So yeah.
Thank you, Sarah. Miriam?
Well, I was actually an IBDP student myself.
Okay.
And so ever since then, I have to give credit to all of my DP teachers that really brought me to IB. Since then, I fell in love with the whole international mindedness of it. And I also consider myself as a global citizen. So ever since then, I studied education, elementary education. And when I learned about the primary years program, I knew I had to be there. And so that's where I kind of started my IB journey as a PYP teacher, coordinator. And then I also went to MYP, and now I work for the IB org.
That's exciting.
I think I'm coming from a different lens in that I'm coming into IB and being head of schools without experience of IB. We were needing to really stand out as a public ed school in a public sector, and in a world of school choice, we want to make sure that we had an offering for our students that made sense. And to come to this school and know that Mountainside Middle School and Desert Mountain High School had the continuum, it made sense to bring it to our youngest learners. So for me, when looking at a teacher who's made the biggest impact, I guess I would start naturally for reflecting on who in my life has demonstrated or showed me those IB learner attributes, who was caring, who taught me to be reflective and knowledgeable and a risk taker. And when I look at that, one of my high school teachers, Natalie Shadowin, was huge in that, in just being a risk taker enough to be a school principal, something I said I would never do. Who would do that job? But it was more about those attributes and the type of person and the type of students we're trying to encourage kids to be. And I think just those values and what IB stands for made me reflect on practitioners and people who really served as mentors through my life at different capacities to then do IB.
Thank you, Jen. Iris?
Along those same lines, I feel like I had a psychology teacher who was amazing. She was so compassionate and thoughtful in her interactions. And again, through her, I learned a lot about volunteering and giving. And so 21 years ago, when I joined an IB school as a coordinator, that's when I actually learned about the philosophy of IB. Prior to that, I had not learned about IB, but then once I joined that IB school, learned about the philosophy, I just was in love with it. And then just to see the transformation that happens within the students all those years is just an amazing thing to experience. Like, there's nothing more satisfying than that after that. So yeah, just that compassion that psychology teacher of mine showed me in the high school.
Well, thank you for paying tribute to the people who contributed and invested in your lives, and for paying it forward and impacting the lives of the students here at Anasazi. It's been a real treat to be on location to celebrate the Veterans Day and IB Day of Service with all of you. And we're so grateful for the opportunity to learn a little bit more about the International Baccalaureate program here at Anasazi.
We hope our listeners enjoyed this episode of SUSD Spotlight and will continue to follow us on their preferred streaming platform and pitch us ideas for future episodes at susd.org/spotlight.
Anasazi scorpions, we are.